Tēnā rakuta katoa. Ko ngonga tahata maunga ko Waititi te awa, e rere atu ki te nutu o Kahumata Moimoi, ko Ngāti Ngāraranui tōku hapu. As I went through my journey in life, and then spending the last 40 years in the New Zealand Police, if ever I felt a time that I was having difficulty, I would come back to the marae here and feel the wairua of this house, feel the wairua of my hapu, feel the wairua of my whānau, and also to replenish the soul. I grew up on this marae. From the time I was being carried up the road on my mother's back, she would come to this marae. My father, my grandfather, my great-grandfather, all of them stood inside of this house as orators. When one takes their place, our responsibility is to ensure our tribal history, our tribal identity is not lost. This house has a lot of meaning for many of our people and is one of the oldest wharenui in Te Aroa. I have been the chair of this marae since around 1986. 2010, we celebrated 100 years of this hapu, Ngāti Ngāraranui, and from 2010 onwards we have slowly looked at renovating. There is so much value to improve the position of our marae so that it becomes a place of safety where people can come and feel as though they can be comfortable in who they are. I've been involved in just about every major crisis from the 2000s in this country. There are so many issues in our communities. The infiltration and the influx of drugs, of methamphetamine in particular, has ruined a lot of our people from north to south. The devastation that I have seen in my lifetime in the police. 2018 was a very difficult time. I was chased, hunted, vilified in every which way, from social media to media outlets, by people who didn't know me. They called me a bully at the time, but I guess I was being bullied out of the job. It was a tough time for both my wife and I absolutely take my hat off to her for the courage that she showed alongside of me. My children were reading this stuff and I could see the hurt. My hapu here at Ngāraranui asked if I would come back from Wellington just to share with me the aroha that the hapu had. This meeting house was packed, and who should come through the door but Titi Whai Harawira. She banged the floor with her toko. She said to my whānau, "You people don't really know what this man has done for us. What he's done at Waitangi, you don't know what he's done for us in protest, you don't know what he's done for us as a nation." Others got up and they spoke. I even had well wishes from the gangs. Well, you know, what does that say to you about the strength of relationships and the support that came back to me after all of those years of work? That's what my marae means to me. It brought me home, but it brought me home at the most difficult time in my life, where I had to then come back, replenish my soul, build the resilience, and know that you stand by your truth, and eventually the truth prevails. At the end of that inquiry, I was satisfied that I had nothing to answer for. There's been a lot of reflections, a lot of soul searching, but I'm still very proud of the institution of policing and what we achieved during my time as the Deputy Commissioner. Now is the time for me to do whatever I can in terms of service and supporting our people with no strings attached, with no bureaucracy sitting over the top of me. We can make our own decisions, we can map our own pathway, and that pathway must be for the good of the people.